بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين. الفيديو ده بيتكلم على أسئلة multiple choice questions related to components of laser device and helium and neon laser device, which is a part of chapter 7 unit 2 subjects of laser. Function of resonant cavity. Increase frequency of emitted photons ولا decrease wavelength of emitted photons ولا increase intensity of emitted photons ولا none of the above. A resonant cavity is for amplification. Amplification means increase intensity of emitted photons. So the right choice is C. The complete information will be function of resonant cavity to increase intensity of emitted photons, which means amplification of emitted photons. From the main components of laser device: dispersion glass prism. لا مفيش dispersion glass prism في الليزر ديفايس. في reflecting glass prism. مفيش reflecting glass prism في الليزر ديفايس. في resonant cavity ما احنا قلنا هنا في resonant cavity اهو. في resonant cavity يبقى from the main components of laser device is the resonant cavity. مفيش diffraction grating لكن في resonant cavity for amplification. يبقى the full informations here from the main component of laser device, the resonant cavity, which is the choice C. What optical bumping? He needs to know the meaning of optical bumping. Relaxation of atoms from excited level to ground level. لا دي pumping يبقى مش relaxation. excitation of atoms أيوة from ground level to excited level maybe. طيب relaxation of atoms from higher level to lower level لا مش relaxation. excitation of atoms from ground level to excited level by photons produced by this charge tube. يبقى دي more correct answer. دي more يعني دي more correct answer than B. B بتقول excitation of atoms from ground level to excited level. Yes, it is correct, but excitation of atoms from ground level to excited level by photons produced by this charge tube is more correct answer. يبقى الoptical bumping excitation of atoms from ground level to excited level by photons produced by this charge tube, which is the choice D. Active medium in helium neon laser. Quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon. صح، بس نشوف فيه more correct answer. Quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon in a ratio 1 to 10. لا مش ratio 1 to 10. طيب quartz tube contains a mixture of helium neon in a ratio 10 to 1. بس نشوف اللي بعديها بتقول ايه. Quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon in ratio 10 to 1 at low pressure 0.6 millimeter mercury. The more correct answer. We must take care. We may have more right answers, but we will choose the more correct answer here, which is quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon in a ratio 10 to 1 at low pressure 0.6 millimeter mercury. يبقى the right choice is D. The complete information will be active medium in helium neon laser is quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon in a ratio 10 to 1 at low pressure 0.6 millimeter mercury. This is the more correct answer. So active medium in helium neon laser is a quartz tube contains a mixture of helium and neon in a ratio 10 to 1 at low pressure اللي هي 0.6 millimeter mercury. Resonant cavity in helium neon laser. Two plane mirrors perpendicular to the tube axis at one end of the tube. لا مش at one end. طيب two plane mirrors perpendicular to the tube axis صح. each at one end of the tube صح. بس نشوف المور correct answer. two plane mirrors parallel لا. two plane mirrors perpendicular to the tube axis each at one end of the tube, one of them of reflection coefficient 99.5% while the other is semi-transparent with reflection coefficient 98%. يبقى دي المور correct answer. يبقى دي is the more correct answer. ويبقى الفول information. Resonant cavity in helium neon laser is two plane mirrors perpendicular to the tube axis صح. each at one end صح of the tube, one of them of reflection coefficient 99.5% while the other is semi-transparent with reflection coefficient 98%. This is the most correct answer, D. The source of energy in helium neon laser. High frequency electric field feed the tube from outside. This is a correct answer. طب optical bumping لا مفيش optical bumping في الهيليوم نيون laser. excitation by chemical energy لا. يبقى إذا المور correct answer إيه؟ the source of energy in helium neon laser is high frequency electric field feed the tube from outside. the choice A. يبقى الفول information. The source of energy in helium neon laser is high frequency electric field feed the tube from outside. Function of helium atoms in helium neon laser. Function of helium atoms in helium neon laser. Excited to metastable level. الهيدروجين الهيليوم atoms excited to metastable level لا. colloid elastic collision with neon atoms to excite it طيب undergo amplification to produce laser لا. relaxed from metastable level لا. الهيليوم atoms بتعمل ايه؟ colloid elastic collision with neon atoms to excite it. يبقى الكوريكت انسر B. يبقى الفول انفورميشن بتقول ايه؟ function of helium atoms in helium neon laser colloid elastic collision with neon atoms to excite it. choice B. The holography differ from ordinary photography. Holography differ from ordinary photography. In holography the image carry variation in intensity only. لا غلط. In holography the image carry variation in intensity and phase difference. دي صح. طيب holography produce two-dimension image. لا. No laser beam is used in holography. لا. يبقى إذا الموست correct answer B. In holography the image carry variations in intensity and phase difference. يبقى the whole information will be in holography. The holography differ from ordinary photography. In holography the image carry variations in intensity and phase difference. 3-dimension image. Represent variation of different points, positions of the object, just positions, of course not. Represent variations of different points, intensity of the object, just intensity, of course not. The 3-dimension image. Represent variations of different points, phase difference of the object, phase difference only, no. Represent variations of different points, intensity and phase difference of the object. يبقى D is the correct answer. يبقى the full information 3-dimension image represent variations of different points. There is a variation in different points of the object in intensity and phase difference. يبقى this is the correct answer. يبقى 3-dimension image represent variations of different points, intensity and phase difference of the object. 2-dimension image بقى represent variations of different points, positions of the object, just different points. وبعدين represent variations of different points, intensity of the object, intensity of the different points. دي 2-dimension image. طيب represent variation of different points, phase difference doesn't represent variations in phase difference. Represent variations of different points, intensity and phase difference. دي 3-dimension image. يبقى 2-dimension image represent variation of different points, intensity of the object, which is the choice B. يبقى full information will be 2-dimension image represent variations of different points. يبقى between different points there is a variation in intensity. This is represented by the 2-dimension image. يبقى 2-dimension image represent variations of different points, intensity of the